Are you going to trade stocks and or options next week? Do you know which stocks or options you're going to trade? Are you subscribing to somebody and you are going to depend upon them to pick your stocks or options to trade? Are they going to email you those signals as they email the same signals out to thousands or hundreds of others? Are you going to get that signal 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 3 hours late? Are you going to know what that signal is based upon? Are you going to have any idea? Are you going to learn anything about picking trade setups or affecting trades so that one day you can trade for yourself? If you are following someone, are they going to provide you the decision-making software that they might be using, if they're using any at all? Maybe they're just winging it. Maybe they're looking at a moving average. Maybe they're looking at a trend line. Maybe they're subscribing to somebody and feeding it down to you. I am Bagger Don at StockMarketCaddy.com. Today is the 27th of September. It's a Sunday. It's about 3:15. This is just one of the programs that we have written for our members. This particular program is called SMC, Stock Market Caddy, Trade Setups for Stocks and Options. And let me show you something before we go too far. You can come here and see this little input, trade dollars. You can set the amount of money that you might want to be trading. And we do recommend, if you're trading stocks or options, that you trade with a consistent trade size. You don't want to trade 100 shares of Tilray, which costs you like about $400, then trade 100 shares of Amazon that cost you 30 grand. That's not a good idea. You want to trade consistently. And the way to do that is choose your trade size. So this one has $5,000 in here. Let's say that you want to trade $20,000 per trade. Now, for some, that might be a lot of money. For others, it may not be that much at all. For option traders, you can trade the notional amount using options. But for this purposes of this video, introducing our little program, we're going to put in $20,000. Now, that amount of money will dictate the amount of shares, what we call the share count. It has no bearing on the entry price, and it does have bearing on the trade purse. And it has no bearing on the entry date. Now, we have the S&P 500 patched in here, trading or sorting, scanning, real time, 500 S&P stocks. And let me show you something. These are the signals that came through on September 25th. And let me just show you. That's it. Out of 500 stocks, the signals that remained on Friday afternoon were these 32. September 25th. There's the date. And if you had taken any one of these 32 signals with $20,000, you would have been, let's just pick one. This is American Airlines. The trigger, 1,627 shares. That would have been the allotment of $20,000. The entry price was $12. And if you had entered when this had popped up, you would have $471.93 to the good. This one down here is Royal Caribbean. 310 shares, you'd have $1,000. If we want to change this so we can get a little percentage return, so we can do that. Let's go back, and so we keep it simple. Let's change this to just $10,000. So then we can extrapolate that this would have been a 2.3% return in one day, almost 2%, 3.6%, 5%, right? $10,000, that's your return. And let's just scroll down so you can see these were all the longs because Friday was mostly an up day, but yet there were 2 shorts if you're interested in shorts, and that's what they did. And then the rest, there were no other signals. Nope, there were no other trade setups. Now the money continues to calculate because the last signal was back on these dates, and it has continued to track. Although that isn't the purpose of this particular radar. This particular radar is looking for a highly probable trade setup on a daily basis. And let's scroll this over so you can see we lost our interval. On a daily basis. This is how one of the ways, not the only way, that our annual members get a chance to trade these markets, because they can also trade futures. But if they want to trade stocks or they want to trade options, this is just one of the tools. Now our monthly members get to see these signals at night for the next day. But our annual members get this very setup on their computer, and they can see these populating intraday. Now, not all of them may still remain true at the end of the day, but some of them might, or as these did, and yet there could have been signals that they went into and made their money and left, and maybe it didn't last for the day. I am Bagadon at StockMarketCaddy.com. We are not emailing out alerts and signals. By the way, these signals, we could program the computer for you to send you the signals from your computer. But we don't do that, and it's by design. We are not interested in handing out the fish. You don't learn anything by following someone who is merely sending you signals. We are a mentoring site. We are about empowering you to take control over this part of your life, to demystify the markets and to take control. That is a very important distinction between us at StockMarketCaddy.com and probably just about anybody and everybody that you see on the Twitter sphere or any place else. You see, we don't want your money. We're not going to be managing your money. We don't want your money. We don't want to be making decisions for you. We don't do that. We don't hand out the fish, so to speak. But what we are is a mentoring site. We're a place where like-minded people can come and learn to trade the markets mechanically. And from there, we're prepared to share with you not just the signals, but the very software that we have written. Now, our software is written on the TradeStation platform. We have no relationship with TradeStation other than being a very, very happy customer. They're superb. And what TradeStation enables us to do, because they have their own computer language, we can code very sophisticated programs. We can program indicators, strategies, radars to help one manage their time, their money, and their risk during the day, or from day to day, or from week to week. You get to choose the interval. You get to choose the symbols. You get to choose the radars and the indicators and the strategies that you want to run. If this interests you, feel free to give me a call. My phone number is 813-758-8263. I'm happy to speak with you. Please understand, we do not accept everyone. We require, if you're going to get this program, we do require that everybody go through what we call a Q school. It's really a trading, it's a place where you can learn, but not just what we offer, but you get to learn about your own trading personality and whether or not this endeavor is for you. That trading school, that Q school, is an interim step before you spend much more money or time, whether it be with us or with whomever, because you're going to learn a lot, and that Q school is over a 4-week period. And during this 4-week period, you get 24/7 access to me to ask all the questions you want to ask. How many other business professionals will afford you that? Whether they be a doctor, a lawyer, a CPA, whomever. And yes, we are business professionals. This is what we do. And we try to help people set themselves up not to affect any one single trade, but to conduct themselves as running a business. It's a business. Trading is a business if you're doing it right. If you're not, and you're just flinging stuff around with Davey Day Trader, let us know how that works out for you. Feel free to check us out. I'm Bagadon, StockMarketCaddy.com.